So today we're going to talk about the lyrics we love of Sydnee Conley. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You put out another song.
I'll get a mix one morning and it'll be evening and she'll be like, you got a mix and you didn't even send it to me? You didn't tell me?
She'll be getting new versions and shit and I'm just like, ma'am, send it to me. I want to hear it.
I just got to the point where I was like tired of constantly racking my brain of like, what did I do wrong?
I'm good with radio silence used as a gentle kind of violence. Babe,
I like those lyrics.
You really did something with that.
Hello? No, this is the Gab. I'm so sorry. I already told you we don't need to talk.
What's wrong?
Hi, welcome to the Gab. We're back.
We're back with lyrics we love.
Lyrics we love.
On location.
On location.
An undisclosed location.
Yes, for my new song that's called Listen to My Songs. Came out on June 7th. Well, right now, we're a week out. So it will be out June 7th. By the time this video is out, it'll be out.
Today we're going to talk about the lyrics we love of Sydnee Conley. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You put out another song.
I put out another song.
Your third one.
Yes, my third one.
So exciting, baby.
Yes.
I can't believe I've known you like the whole time.
I've been putting out music, yeah.
We were like freshly dating when Sid released her first song.
We weren't even officially dating yet.
But we were seeing each other.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was like new. So it was like in this weird thing where I was like wanting to be supportive and help and get involved or whatever, but also not, because we had like literally only been...
You're like, wait a minute. Why haven't you promoted this at all?
I literally was like, you just full-ass released a song and told no one about it. So, that's not happening this time.
Yeah.
You have been seeing the promo.
It's just like not my strong suit, and I'm so grateful for you for so many reasons. But I'm so grateful for your eye for like visuals and your skills with that, because I like absolutely 1000% could not be like doing any of this without you. So.
Oh, babe.
Yeah.
Well, I love it. I think it's fun. I don't claim to be professional or know fully what I'm doing as far as the technical side of things goes with audio and stuff. Like, very DIY / like I have a nice camera. Like, we shoot on a nice camera in 4K and stuff, but it's not like we're shooting on cinema cameras or anything like that. Like,
oh my god.
We're keeping it. Yeah, there's bugs galore. You can probably hear the cicadas. They are out and about right now. But they're kind of dying off, so they're not as loud as they have been.
They're dying down. I think they're on their way out.
Anyways, I feel like this will be a similar Lyrics We Love episode in that we will talk about lyrics, but I feel like this one, because you are the artist, we can actually talk more about
a little more,
the meaning and backstory and who you wrote it with. So let's let you just introduce the song as far as like, when you wrote it, who you wrote it with, like just tell us a little bit about that side of the song, and then we can dig deep and actually like dissect the songs more.
Okay, so I wrote this song probably about exactly a year ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, maybe like a little over a year ago. I wrote it with my friend Easton. He's an awesome writer and artist as well.
Great voice, too.
Easton Kerr,
yeah.
If you know him.
We'll link him.
Yeah. Anyway, so I wrote it with Easton, and I'm trying to think if, like, Easton came in with a little cool, not a riff. I don't know the right word for it. He was doing a cool little thing on guitar when he came in. I had wanted to write a song that was, I don't even know how to put it, like kind of just talking about how I felt like I had really put my heart on my sleeve with someone, and it had just been kind of like disregarded. And when I say disregarded, I mean like in everything that happened between me and this person,
Yeah.
I just felt like I was never considered for a second. Like, it was kind of just whatever was the most convenient for them. And so kind of the song is like, you know, especially as this person being like another songwriter, like they more than anyone should understand that sometimes it's easier to say what you really mean in your songs. And
Yeah, so much
such
easier.
a weird like dynamic to be like engaging in something with another songwriter and like sharing songs yet you're writing with one another.
Yeah.
So I think for me, my thought process was kind of like, you knew how I felt about you and you still decided to like lead me on. I mean, like, it's kind of just like, oh, you listened to my songs, or at least you said you did, so you could have just left me alone. Kind of deal.
Or even cushioned the blow by like saying like, hey, like I just want to make sure we're on the same page here. Like I'm hearing what you're writing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even just like kind of being like, let's get on the same page. Like let's be on the same level here. Wait, can we talk about, if I'm remembering correctly, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the name of this song come from a conversation that we had via text?
Yes, the name of the song came from a conversation. So basically I was in this spot where I was too afraid to, I guess, just like speak up to this person or literally anybody, even you.
Yeah, you hadn't
about
fully filled me in. Like you had told me like high level, but we hadn't really dug into, I felt like, the specifics of everything until like this conversation. I feel like this conversation that we had to open the floodgates for us to be honest with each other about.
I was basically like feeling anxious one night because I had just been avoiding everything about it.
Yeah.
And so I, like, one night you were like, well, why don't you feel like you can talk to me? And I was like, because I don't want to talk to you about like the weird things that I'm feeling about this past person when like I am over them.
Yeah.
From like a whatever standpoint, like I am into you, like I want to be with you, but I'm still processing feelings about what I went through in this situation. And I have all this anxiety just to do with the situation for reasons that I won't really go into. But one thing that I've learned is that if you don't understand why someone did something to you or why someone treated you a certain way, stop trying to understand. The reason that you can't understand is because it's not something you would ever do. Like, you wouldn't treat someone that way.
Yeah, like, can't fathom. Yeah.
Right. But I was in this place of just trying to figure out, like, okay, what did I do? Or what did I miss? Or what is wrong with me that this person, like, went about this situation in this way when, like, I was very open about how I was feeling, and I can handle rejection, but it wasn't like, it was just a very, don't have situationships. That's my biggest piece of advice, please. But anyway, so one day you just said to me, I mean, like, did they listen to your songs?
Well, no, I said, like, if they ever listen to your songs, then they know exactly how you felt. Like, they can't even, it's like this, you can't pretend like you don't understand how someone feels about you when they're putting out this, I mean, vulnerable, like, I think stuff in their music.
Yeah, I think at the time, at the time I was like, I don't understand how they, but it's like, they did know that they just, that's why I'm saying
it was out there how deeply you felt. And because I remember just thinking, like, because your song, like, that's what was so funny is, like, when we're meeting, I, like, love all your songs, and they're obviously fully about another person. I don't care about that. I'm, like, good enough to understand that, like, as humans, we have the capacity to have loved multiple people and it not mean, it's not about, like, loving someone more or whatever. Like, I can sit comfortably with the fact that, like, you had love for this person.
Sure.
We both had past.
But one thing I will say, and we've talked about this a lot, is, like, I've written songs about you, and, like, I think that they're good songs, but I think sometimes better songs come out of me when I'm being, like, very emotionally impacted, and, like, you negatively. Have always, negatively, you have always just been, like, such a positive, like, laid back, kind, understanding presence. Like, you have never wavered in that. And so when there's somebody who is kind of giving you whiplash and, like, making you feel things all over the map, I feel like songs more naturally, ideas and songs more, at least for me.
And passion, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. No, I understand that.
So
I was just getting at, like, I loved all your songs. Like, even though they were about you loving or being into someone else, like, I just, like, loved the songs. And
Thanks, babe.
I can just remember thinking, like, these lyrics, like, some of these songs, like, I can't, like, they're just so
I can't imagine somebody, like, writing this about me and then being like, LOL. Like,
or not even that, but just like, yeah, it's just like,
yeah,
they were very kind songs, and like,
I think
that would be very meaningful to have someone write and spend their time writing about you in that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. So it's like,
well,
it was out there.
I appreciate that.
And yeah, we don't need to go into that,
No,
because it's not about that. But
it's really not.
That's kind of how the conversation started, is we just were texting.
If they listen to your songs.
I was just like, if they listen to your songs, they knew exactly how you felt. Like, I've listened to your songs, I know how you felt, you know, like.
Right.
And so I think you probably already had ideas cooking in your brain, but like, I guess that sentence or that term or whatever, you were able to like run with it. And I remember when you came home from this write, or I call it came home, when you came over to my house after this write.
When I came home.
Yeah.
That was my home.
You had never come home, you had never come back from a write and been like, let me show you this song. Like, I'm usually the one that's like, what did you write? I want to hear it. Like, I'm usually the one saying it, but you came back like, you liked the song immediately. Yeah. And you played it, and it existed in a different version. You changed
the chorus
a little
was different.
bit up.
Everything else was the same. The chorus was different. I changed up the chorus just a little bit.
I know, I can't even remember what it was now, but I remember just being like, oh, damn, this is good, babe.
And I think, I don't know, it's kind of interesting as a songwriter to be like writing about songs, writing songs, writing about sharing your songs with people, hearing other people, like, but it's cool because I think as songwriters we are obviously in network with a lot of other people that are doing the same thing we are.
Yeah.
So, that's where the song idea originated, and I don't know, Easton's just so good, and
so good.
I mean, it was great to work with him on it, and actually the bridge I had written separately, found it in my notes, and I was like, oh, this actually is super cool for a bridge here.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that you already had it written.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Just kind of came together, and then, you know, obviously we wrote it just on acoustic. I remember we took it to the studio to Chris, my producer, and we showed up one day and he had like kind of started to build a track, and it was like upbeat and like
and had like some drums,
groovy sort of,
and that's how I always pictured it. Like,
see, this was I didn't know how I pictured this one. There's some songs that I write and I'm like, okay, if and when I have this produced, I know it's going to sound like this. Mm-hmm. But with this one, I didn't really know, are we going to keep it more acoustic? What are we going to do with it? But I couldn't imagine it any other way now. Like, it's so fun, and I feel like it's just kind of like a chill yet.
I'm trying to remember when the idea of the merry-go-round happened. I know I came across the video. I think maybe
it was that photo.
It was definitely the photo, but I think maybe after the first session, because I went. I've been curious how songs are made, and I wanted to record behind the scenes when I knew she was going to make this song. So
when we're in the studio, Heather is more, not even when we're in the studio, but like we leave the studio and Heather's like, I need the bounce right now. Let's talk about every detail. And I'm like, I need to turn my brain off for a second. No. Yeah.
I just like to hear it like in the car and after the fact, and not immediately, but like a little bit later. I want to hear it again.
A little space from it usually.
Well, same. I don't need it like immediately, but I'm always like, I would get in the car and be like, I can't wait till he sends.
Every time I get a mix, she's like, I'll get a mix one morning and it'll be evening and she'll be like, you got a mix and you didn't even send it to me? You didn't tell me?
She'll be getting new versions and shit, and I'm just like, ma'am, send it to me. I want to hear it. I was just shocked to see how fast everything came together. It was very cool. We came across that picture of the merry-go-round.
You showed me that picture, and I was like, I want to take a picture I want you to take a picture of me like this.
Yeah,
and
like
then
our own
before we
version.
even had taken them, I just kind of had a gut feeling that it would be perfect for cover art and for visuals overall.
Yeah.
And so these merry-go-rounds are obviously not like super safe for kids.
They're hard to come by, let me just say.
So they're not.
We are somewhere in Alabama right now.
Yes.
And couldn't find a good enough one in Nashville.
No, I don't think there are any in Nashville.
There probably are, but
they're not. This one's,
I mean,
honestly,
look at this location.
This one's vintage.
No, this is exactly what we were wanting. Like, all the new ones are a little bit different. They're plastic. They're built safer, which is a good thing.
Sure.
But like, we needed it.
It's a good thing for the kids.
Yeah, it's a great thing for
a bad
kids.
thing for us, but yeah.
I literally found this on Google Maps. Like, I just was like searching like merry-go-rounds, Tennessee merry-go-round. Like, I started going, like, I couldn't even find it in that way. Like, I literally got my ass on Google Maps and started clicking parks on maps and zooming in.
So there was a photo
Google
of this
Earthing.
one from what, like a year ago?
Yeah, a year or two, and I was like, babe, I think I found one that's perfect.
We're gonna go and
know if
just
it's there.
see if it's there.
It could be gone.
We came down the hill, and here she was, and here we are.
We saw this setting, which I'll insert some clips of like this whole space.
It's
but
so perfect.
Not only is it not, it does get blasted by the sun a little bit. This is what, our 4th or 5th trip here. We've had to come several times just to get everything we wanted to film, to get the photos. We've coupled thrift trips here, so we've been here quite a bit. So we're very familiar with this area now.
Yeah.
But like, it's shielded by trees, as you can see. So it every now and then gets blasted by sun, but not really. It's pretty blocked. And we have seen a total of 5 or 6 people here, like in total in all the trips. There was like that one guy that hung out for a little bit. We had like an exterminator bug guy that was like spraying, like he's like in the background.
And of course it was while we were making a lip syncing one. The most embarrassing thing of all. He's in the background. You'll have to put that.
I will.
It's shot of it on
hilarious. So he comes through, and then we had like a couple that walked a dog through. Like,
they like
no
walk
one
beside
is here.
But they don't even. Yeah.
Like the whole time we've been laughing, we're like, babe, like this like could not be more perfect because there's no. We would not have been able to film what we filmed if this was a busy park with kids playing, because I wouldn't have been comfortable filming. But we have quite literally been here by ourselves every time we've come.
I keep thinking that we're going to show up one of these times and there's going to be like a family like having a lunch and playing. Nobody comes here.
We've had so much fun shooting here. I have. Luckily, this one does not get motion sick. Like, I have had to take more breaks than her because I get crazy motion sick. So, like, I can't really be on the merry-go-round very long when it's spinning because I will not be able to take it.
Toss your cooks.
I will, yes. So, thank goodness she's good because we've been able to, like, you haven't even really asked for breaks, but
no.
We have. I personally am a big fan of all the visuals. You've already been seeing them for probably at least a couple weeks now. I can't remember when we're going to post this video after it comes out, but I don't know. It just feels to me very much like when you're listening to the song, it feels like this.
Yeah.
And the merry-go-round just like made perfect sense. And I don't know. I've been happy with it.
I am very happy with it.
Yeah. Okay. So that's some backstory of song, of shooting. So do you want to talk about any of the specific lyrics? There's some fun lyrics in here.
Yeah. First thing that comes to mind is the pre-chorus, and this was a line that Easton said. Communication isn't our native tongue. No conversation could ever be enough. Communication isn't our native tongue. And I was like, that's so perfect, because, in this situation, it was almost like there was just things that I think both of us were just like refusing to communicate about. Yeah. And then it was like or at least it was in my music. I can't speak for the other person's music.
Their music about you sounds a little different.
You're right. But yeah, so communication isn't our native tongue. No conversation could ever be enough. And I wrote that second half of that part because at the time I had just kind of like fallen off any dialogue with this person, because I was feeling like there's just nothing to say. Like, how you treated me is how you treated me, and I shouldn't have to explain to you why, like, but at the same time, I'm in this place of really trying to keep the peace because I don't want you to make this even worse for me. Like, I just want to exit and live my life, you know, whatever. And so I just felt like there's really nothing for us to talk about because I know you're not going to agree with me, or at least you're going to tell me why it's my fault. So I don't really need to hear that. I don't really need to hear why it's my fault, because it's not. And I'm not even blaming the other person. I'm not saying it's anybody's fault.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what the first verse talks about, is like,
but nobody's on track, and it's alright with me if we don't see eye to eye.
Nobody's on trial. It's all right with me if we don't see eye to eye. It's all right if you don't agree with me, but like, I know that you didn't treat me very well. So like, that's enough for me. Kind of deal. Yeah. And then I guess chorus is super self-explanatory.
If you ever listen to my songs, you know I lost myself completely in it. I already tried to tell you in the music, so it'd be useless and stupid to witness why I'm gone. We don't need to talk.
Yeah, I already tried.
Second verse, I feel like gets a little more like, not angry, but a little bit more like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
I was there for you. I was your cheerleader. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But okay.
All I asked was uncut corners. Guess I was too tall of an order.
All I asked was uncut corners. Guess that
Yeah,
was too tall
all I
of an
asked
order.
was uncut corners. I wasn't asking for you to, like, I don't know. I was just asking for you to respect me enough to look me in the eye, or even if it was over the phone, like, have the spine to say, hey, I don't feel this way about you, or I don't feel as strongly as you do, and I'm afraid that I fear maybe, like, we're not on the same page. Like, have the care and respect for me to say that, because it sucks when you, like, have something with someone, but you were friends first and foremost. I think in that scenario, I was also expecting maybe a little bit more care and intention from this person, given that we had this friendship that at least I didn't want to mess up. I think given that we were friends, and this wasn't just like a random person that I met on an app or something like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, y'all
like
had history.
This was a friend. A friend that I had kind of been through a lot
of history with. Yeah.
So the other thing that I would like to point out, it's not like I was just unsolicited, like, sending this person my music. Like, they were asking me, what are you writing? I want to hear what you're writing. Like, send me what you're working on.
Well, weren't y'all probably sending stuff back and forth?
Yes, it was an exchange. Absolutely. Yeah. It wasn't just me, but I wasn't, like, just, you know, I mean, maybe at some point I was, because that was just a normal thing that we did, but, like,
I think it's a fun one. I love Chris, like, absolutely crushed the sound.
Yeah,
let's
have a moment for Chris.
Literally.
So good.
This is the third producer that you've worked with, right? So someone different did Gun Shy, someone different did Dad in a Dress.
Yeah.
And yeah, I obviously wasn't in the room for any of the other ones, but it's been so fun to watch him work. And
yeah, both of the other producers that I've worked with in the past were also incredible, and I loved working with them. I think Chris, like, is kind of old school in some ways. He has the, what is it called again? It's like
was it reel to reel? Like some of the old, more analog stuff. It's just, it's been so cool to see how all that stuff is used and what noises
Yeah.
or sounds come out of them.
Yeah, we recorded breathing for this song.
Yeah.
In the second verse, one of the lyrics is,
And I have to breathe on the phone like a home away from home.
I helped you breathe on the phone like a home away from home. And so we all recorded ourselves like, it's like the square breathing technique. It went perfectly with the rhythm.
Because I remember being like, add breath in there, and then you did the whole square thing, and I was just like, oh my, because I was just picturing adding like a, like that, and then you like, oh, it was so sick.
Yeah.
The way it fit in the song was
So
just
that's
so
in
cool.
there,
Yeah,
which
there's-
is pretty cool, I
Yeah.
think.
So because I was in the studio getting to watch, I was obviously filming a little behind the scenes, so maybe we'll share some of that. Maybe there's
Yeah.
something that's coming in a couple weeks.
Maybe.
With some of those clips. So we'll definitely link Chris, Easton, anyone that was involved in the song. We will not be sharing the location that we're currently sitting in. This is undisclosed because we are gatekeeping
We
it.
are gatekeeping
because
this. We don't
content is
gatekeep
king.
much, but
yeah, I won't.
we'll
It's in
gatekeep
Alabama.
this.
If you can find it on a map, have at it. But I spent hours and
I
hours
don't really think
finding this
anybody's going to
location.
be like dying to find this baby.
I know. I'm not saying
Unless
there's just
they wanna
content is
copy
big.
Us.
I don't think anyone would, but I just like don't. There's just a lot of similar content out there, and we're doing our damnedest to come up with visuals that aren't copy and paste. So
It's hard.
it's so hard, and there's nothing necessarily wrong with seeing someone's visuals, liking it, and doing something similar. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, and I
But-
honestly like, what's the word I'm looking for? So much respect for any artist, especially someone who doesn't have a Heather and is like doing it by themselves. So much respect for anyone who is grinding, making their content. It's so hard to
Yeah.
make shit in the first place and then also make stuff that's not the same as everything else that you see. Plus,
Yeah.
there's so many people trying to do it.
Yeah.
It's so overwhelming. There's so much noise.
So much noise.
but yeah, like,
I'm the Grinch.
Even
So
just
much
doing
noise.
it is so
Yeah.
awesome.
I've definitely said it before. I can't remember if it's on the Gab or just a TikTok or whatever. Like, it sucks, like, what artists are having to do these
Yeah.
days to promote their music. And I think I was talking to you about it because it's like, it's a bummer that, you know, artists are having to set up their phone and just lip sync their songs into the camera. So I
Yeah.
feel like when we were thinking about promo for this song, it's just kind of like, let's just like, I don't know, let's just try to make cool shit, like creative stuff. Like, let's actually use the camera.
And how do we play the game that we have to play in a way that's still authentic to me? Because I've always felt like, okay, I have to do it like this person is doing it. I have to get up in the camera and like
beg people to listen to my music.
I have to like use shock value. I have to, and it's like, that's not me, and that'll never be me, and that's okay if like that's someone else. But I never wanted to do something that felt so unnatural and uncomfortable and inauthentic for me. And I
Yeah.
think we've done a good job of
we've
doing
blended.
stuff that feels like, I mean, anytime
so.
you're lip syncing into a camera, it's a little bit like, I feel ridiculous, but
Yeah, but we've tried at least getting
It is what it is.
creative with some of the shots, like some
Yeah.
of the camera angles, like shooting, you know, super wide, close, like adding movement. Yeah, it really is a use what you've got kind of thing, but I feel like the perfect like relationship or connection that could happen is for like a musical artist who doesn't like to do visuals or doesn't want to use their phone and sing to their phone, to just like partner up with someone
yes.
wanting to learn visuals or wanting to learn a camera more, and y'all just like partner up and find like a mutually
help
beneficial
each other.
way
Help each other.
to put stuff out there where, you know, obviously it's super expensive and people deserve to be paid. It works out that I'm in love with this girl and I'm happy to do her visuals for her because it's a learning thing
I
for
pay
me.
in sex.
She does. As someone who is kind of tired of seeing a lot of the same stuff, like, I want to see creative shots. I want to see, you know, just more clever stuff. As far as, so that's what I was getting at with just like find someone who's just getting started shooting on video and they want to get better at it, and
Yeah.
you can kind of like build up together. You
Totally.
can kind of give exchange, you know, like you can exchange things for each other. For us, it happens to be sex. Like for you, maybe it's.
Don't sell your body.
Yeah, this is different.
Unless you want to, because it's also okay if you do.
She's also not paying in sex. Like we just like have sex. I just want to make sure people are
Sure
aware.
we do. We've been having fun. Yeah, it's been definitely pushing me out of my comfort zone in a really good way, I think. So.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we've come back here so many times, I think, too. Because if we just were like, no, we're staying here till the sun starts to set.
Oh my God, no.
It's like if she starts to get overstimulated or whatever. Which that's something I want to make a video about that you would be able to speak on.
My overstimulation?
Just how, and combined with being an artist.
Oh, yeah.
Just like the schedule that could come with it, or the content. Like, do we want to push her over the edge of basically to tears, or do we want to just say, let's cut it, let's go home, we'll come back another day, we'll start fresh. Well, I hope you listen to the name of the song and you listen to Syd's songs.
Yes.
I've been jamming out to it, I'll just say.
Listen to my songs if you want to.
Yeah.
It would make me so happy if you did.
Yeah, I think Syd's gonna try to play like a local round or something at some point soon, so go follow her on
IG.
the socials, because she's bad at asking people to, so I'll do the honors of asking you to go check out her socials. Also, we just got her website live, so go to sydneeconley.com and check that out.
I have a website. That's so weird.
Cool. I think it turned out cool.
I'm
not just saying that because I
so
made it, but I
cool.
just do think it looks cool.
It looks really cool.
Yeah.
I am very picky, and I'm also very vain and self-conscious, and I think it looks awesome. So, yeah.
God, that's the last thing I will say. Another reason we've been here 5 times or however many times is like we are both perfectionists. So that's been an interesting thing.
It's been
with us
interesting, but it makes us work, because if one of us was like a perfectionist and one of us wasn't, we would be arguing all the time, and with stuff like
so true.
We've like butted heads a little bit on a few things, but like barely, because we have really similar standards for quality.
Yeah, yours has been mostly being picky with like how you look on camera, because we're all harder on ourselves, obviously.
In some of the like drone shots, my bangs were like, and I was like, no,
we're not. I'm like, babe, the camera is so high above you, you can barely see.
But then I hairsprayed my bangs.
But then there's me where I'm like, no, the lighting is awful, and like that's a technical thing.
And I'm like, but I look good in this one.
Yeah, but like if the sun is so harsh, there was a day that we came when the sun kind of like ruined most of our shots, to be honest. But we got a little bit. But
some.
That's a tough thing about shooting.
All right, let's wrap up, baby.
Yeah, we need to get back to shooting.
We need to get back to shooting, make more visuals. Hello? There's nobody there. That's okay. I'm good with radio silence. Used as a gentle kind of violence.
Oh, wait, babe, we have... I'm sorry, how did we not... The very first line of the song...
I'm good with radio silence. Used as a gentle kind of violence.
I'm good with radio silence, used as a gentle kind of violence. Babe,
I like those lyrics.
You really did something with that. Was that you or Easton, or was that a combo deal? Do you remember who
I
came up with
honestly
it?
can't remember. Probably a combo. I don't remember that one.
That
but
line.
I do like that line.
Oh my goodness. Another call. That was good. That was nice.
See you next time.
Yeah, see you next time on the Gab. This is why we haven't been posting. It's because we've been spending
doing
all of our
this.
time in this park.
Because we both have multiple jobs.
Yeah.
And we've been doing this.
So now we can start posting
sorry to
regularly
our
again.
haters if you thought that we were gone, because we are still here. We've just been grinding.
We do apparently have haters, which I love. So, see you next time.
Hate all you want, babe. I don't know.
I love you. I love your song.
I love you.
And it was fun to watch it be made. I can't wait for you to make more music.
I can't can't wait either.